Scott Hager, Vice President of Talent Acquisition at Pariveda. For many candidates interviewing with us, the case interview invokes the most questions. So I'd like to take a little time here to demystify that component of our interviews. As part of our process, all entry-level and experienced hire candidates will complete at least one case interview. All of the cases have the same main purpose: to allow you to demonstrate how you operate in a real-world problem-solving environment. The case interviews you do are geared toward the level for which you're being considered, and they come in three main varieties. Analytical. During an analytical case, you will be faced with a challenge that will allow you to demonstrate your ability to problem solve and think critically about how you solve a problem. The problem may not be in your domain of expertise. A level case is a project planning scenario that you might encounter on the job. The complexity of the scenario varies based on the level for which you are interviewing. A people case. The people case asks you to manage a situation by looking at the people components: how you work with your team, interact and manage a client, and how you view yourself as part of those people systems. Your recruiter will let you know which cases you will do. For entry-level campus candidates, the case interview is a group analytical case. A group case brings some additional considerations, so be sure to check out the perspective article about group cases to learn more. Now I'd like to walk you through a case interview overview and give you some tips. At the start of the case interview, you will be presented with a written business situation, context, and a set of objectives. Provided with those materials, you will work to think about and document your solution. We call this the prep period. The length of time for that prep period varies by case and ranges from 15 minutes to 2.5 hours. There are a few things worth noting about that prep period. With most cases, there will be a fixed time window where you can ask questions about anything related to the case. Maybe you feel some information is missing and want additional context, or maybe something in the case is confusing. Your questions will either be answered or you will be told to make an assumption. Be sure to document those assumptions. After the prep period, you will orally present your solution to a panel of 2 to 4 people. This is your chance to relay how you understood the problem, your approach to solving it, and the details of your solution. Following that, you can expect the panelists to ask you questions to help them understand your solution. Listen carefully to the questions being asked. Some questions might be strictly clarifying. What do you mean when you say X thing? Some might be probing. So you considered the impact of A and B. Was there anything else that you considered? A question like, was there anything else you considered, is your chance to show your thinking. Maybe you did think about item C or whatever, but decided not to include it. Great. Explain that and why you made the choice. Maybe you didn't think about C, and now you're wondering. Well, take a pause and think about it. It's okay to say, do you mind if I take a minute to think about that? It's okay, the silence is fine. Does it make sense to include C? If you realize you missed C and should have included it but didn't, no problem. Explain that and explain how you're now thinking about it. Like this. Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, I do need to consider that. With that in mind, what I would change is, and then explain it. On the other hand, maybe you didn't think about that thing originally, but now you have. And you still don't think it's important to include, or you're choosing not to include it for a reason. Great. Explain that. These are obviously oversimplified examples, but you can see what I'm getting at. A major goal of this part of our process is to see how you think, how you communicate, and how you engage with ideas. Finally, here are a few high-level notes. Nobody is in there to intentionally stress you out. An interview can be stressful enough without artificially turning up the heat. You and we have spent a lot of time and energy getting to this point. We want you to succeed. Last, the kinds of cases we do are business focused and not brain teasers. So there isn't one right answer. Whatever you present, show your thinking. Thank you for considering Pariveda, and good luck.